Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Here's your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. A major breakthrough in some recent news that Joe Biden just reported about your Social Security benefits. I want you guys to receive a $200 increase in your Social Security benefits per month, and I also want to see a fourth stimulus check being passed by Congress. And if you guys agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. So folks, Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan includes additional weeks of $300 bonus unemployment checks for Americans. These $300 weekly bonus checks will last until September 6th. Most states automatically renew benefits for unemployment insurance recipients, but some unemployed workers may have issues when they reach the benefits year-end ending date. But everybody, listen to this. According to a recent study, unemployment benefits ended early for 300,000 workers. Hundreds of thousands of Americans were supposed to receive more money from unemployment benefits. But due to an outdated method that states use to tally jobless claims, their benefits were actually cut short. But now everybody, the Extended Benefits Program can pay up to 20 extra weeks of aid, in addition to the normal 6 months of regular state benefits. These programs really helped a lot of Americans when the crisis first began. But according to a recent study, the Extended Benefits Program turned off sooner than expected in 33 states all over the country. And this was all due to a faulty design, causing 300,000 Americans, innocent Americans, to lose their relief benefits early. This was even as unemployment remained well above pre-crisis levels. States automatically extend unemployment aid for workers based on the insured unemployment rate. And this is a metric that only counts Americans who are collecting aid through regular state unemployment insurance. It does not factor in other extension programs. So the majority of states start extending unemployment benefits once the jobless rate surpasses 5% because of the system design. Many states' insured unemployment rates have fallen below that threshold, ending extended benefits for tens of thousands of Americans. Everybody, this is really horrible. According to the Department of Labor, just 16 states were still paying those benefits as of March 27th. However, some were also kicked off extended benefits and may have since been unable to collect aid through temporary federal programs. But everybody just know this, the American Rescue Plan extended aid through Labor Day. If you are an unemployed worker, you should be able to receive benefits through other federal programs, such as PEUAC or PUA. The American Families Plan is the third piece of the Build Back Better agenda from Joe Biden. And also everybody, here's what you have to know about the Social Security benefits. Now guys, there are new signs that Congress could start to take steps to consider ways to repair the program. So far, Republican Senator Mitt Romney just reintroduced a bill called the Trust, which means Time to Rescue the United States Trust Act, which aims to address the shortfalls faced by Social Security and other federal programs that rely on trust funds which are falling short. The Social Security Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund and the Social Security Disability Trust Fund are projected to run out in 11 years, or in other words, in 2032. But Romney's bill would create bipartisan rescue committees dedicated to each of the endangered funds. Those groups would be tasked with writing legislation to implement changes that would extend the program's long-term solvencies. What are your thoughts on this, everybody? Leave them in the comments below. It is definitely important for lawmakers to pass legislation that would extend these programs long-term. Joe Biden just proposed expanding payroll taxes for those with incomes over $400,000 per year to bulk up the shaky financing of the Social Security program and pay for higher benefits for the program's oldest beneficiaries. Joe Biden has advocated for returning to a state and gift tax rates to levels from 2009, when President Barack Obama was president, when the top rate was 45% and the estate tax exemption was $3.5 million per individual, compared to the current $11.7 million. Joe Biden has supported eliminating the so-called step-up in basis, which allows heirs to immediately sell appreciated assets that they inherit without owing any capital gains tax. Joe Biden said anybody making more than $400,000 will see a small to a significant tax increase. If you've been laid off or furloughed, you're qualified to apply for unemployment benefits from the state where you live in. Once the state approves your claim, you can apply to receive whatever state benefits you're entitled to. So the IRS views unemployment insurance as income. In most cases, folks, the state will withhold taxes like a typical paycheck.
Sides of the Capitol, I'm pleased to welcome Senator Carper back over to the House side. Stenny talked about serving with him all that time. I sat next to him in the what was called banking in those days. It was so long ago it had a different name, the banking committee, and I remember celebrating the birth of his two sons. At that time, we're now in their 30s, you said 31, 32, like that. So it's been a long time friendship, so I've seen his championing of America's families for his own and others for a long time. And so pleased that he is the author of this important legislation from the first state, and now the 51st state. So it's an honor to join Democrats from both sides of the aisle and of course our persistent, relentless, determined chair of the Committee of Jurisdiction, Congresswoman Carroll Maloney, who will not rest. Well, she wears it not only on her sleeve, but throughout. Vote, vote, vote. There you go. Okay. By voting for D.C. statehood, the House of Representatives reaffirms this truth that all deserve a voice in our democracy. To hear Congresswoman Holmes Norton talk about equality for the people of the District of Columbia, equality because of equal representation in the Congress. I salute her, the patron saint of D.C. statehood. Thank her for her decades of persistent, dissatisfied leadership. H.R. 51 has a record-breaking number of original co-sponsors. Congratulations. Again, I thank our leader, Mr. Hoyer, has been relentless in this fight as well. Chair Carroll Maloney and Chair Carper, the author of the legislation in the Senate. Our founders built our democracy on a simple promise that every American should have a voice in our government from City Hall to the halls of Congress. Washingtonians, as the Congresswoman said, pay taxes, fight in our wars, contribute to the economic might of our country. But for centuries, they have been denied their right to representation. What does the license plate say? Taxation without representation is one of the manifestations. It is imperative that we correct this injustice, which is also a matter of civil rights and security. As last summer's protests in the January 6th insurrection made clear, D.C. must be empowered to protect its people. If District of Columbia were a state, the chief executive would have been able to call out the National Guard like any other head of a state in our country. Another reason for this to happen. To me, this was personal. Mr. Hoyer talked about his long-time relationships and his commitment to this idea. Eleanor Holmes Norton talked about her family and her commitment to this. We've been talking about Mr. Carper's children. To me, it's personal. When I was born, let's not go into that. My father was a representative from Baltimore, and he was chair of the District of Columbia Appropriations Subcommittee. Now, those of you who've been following this